Hello everybody, Mr. the Vestman here, bringing you Dungeon Defenders. And we're jumping right in here, build phase for the Royal Gardens, I believe this level said. And this level, deceptive, because it seems to be very open and very difficult. But it actually is a fairly easy level overall. You can see the builds right there. Down below here, you can kind of block this off however you wish. You can see we've got a slice and dice with 2 barriers. You can use just a bunch of barriers if you want, anything really. You want to be careful down here not to put stuff that's going to blow up like really easy. That's going to be a pretty high traffic zone. As well as over here, you could blockade here as you've seen, or you could do it in the grass, in the bush area right there. But whatever one you do, just replicate it on the other side. That's very obvious. And then the final blockade is at the stairs. Hopefully I do show that. I believe I do here shortly. But really this level is fairly easy. Like I said, the level looks so big, so good, and you're just like, oh wow, you know, I don't know where to put. It's actually so easy. So one thing to keep note of though, the two things on this level that can be very misleading about it. One is you're going to have a lot of Necromancer bad guys coming from these sides. And that's going to be from where you just saw me and on the opposite side. The same location, opposite side. Whatever. You're going to have a lot of Necromancers coming from there. So you need to keep an eye on those because the Necromancers... I mean, you could deal with ogres no problem, and a Necromancer will come along and ruin your stuff because those stupid skeletons can really cause issues. The next thing is you need to keep an eye on the Wyverns, or Wyverns. Apparently Wyverns is wrong, Todd. I don't know. Wyvern, Wyvern. You need to keep an eye on those because they swoop in at a bit of a strange angle. They don't just come from anywhere. You kind of have to face your stuff. If you're at the crystal, you kind of face it out towards the sky area. Look on our website if you want a really detailed map. The best way I find to take care of Wyverns, if you're only going to be dealing with a few, and on this level you're not dealing with many, it's a fairly low-key Wyvern attack overall. The best thing you can do is build your tower behind the crystal so that its area of effect encompasses the crystal, and that's usually going to be plenty. You can see there, that's how we've got our crossbows set up. But if you're using the Deadly Strikers like I prefer, the area, as long as you make the area of effect field in the crystal, then it's going to be fine. Because as soon as the Wyvern swipes in to hit the crystal, is bam, it triggers the Deadly Striker and it's screwed. Now obviously the only thing about that is you do run a little more of a risk of the crystal taking at least one hit before being killed. But it's a safe approach if you're not quite sure how to aim your stuff. Otherwise, once you got that all set up, don't forget about it in the back. The back choke point is very obvious, right on the staircase. You saw me walk by it shortly. It's super obvious. Just put it at the bottom of the staircase. And the reason for putting it at the bottom is that way they funnel down the staircase. It's better choke point. They're more congested. The Huntress really does well on this map because there's a lot of long... funneling congestion points, and proxy bombs are great there. The Huntress's piercing shot ability is great, and her Inferno Trap, the Gas Trap are all great. There you can see again a quick little layout. You know, obviously if you want to take a peek, just pause at that frame. So a Huntress, really great. The Monk is also really great here because of the congestion. His auras work really well. The Squire's blockades work really well along with the bowling balls. Actually, this level I find the Mage to have a bit tougher of a time, and it's just because the congestion will be so heavy in some spots, mainly the sides, that the fireball turret, the lightning turret, will actually have a hard time cutting through the amount of enemies that is going to be necessary to reach the back where the Necromancers and whatnot are. And the Deadly Strikers, obviously, they do some work. But it's just sometimes. So really, the Huntress, I find, on this level can really shine. If you put proxy traps, along those hallways, if you put proxy traps, as you see mine, in front of your defenses so that it clears out the mob, they will work wonders. Otherwise, not too much to worry. You will have a couple ogres. They shouldn't be too bad. If you're playing, if this is your first time through, you should be 15 plus at this point. You're starting to get later in the game. If you're playing solo, obviously you're going to want to be an even higher level. But really, there isn't too much to worry about on this level. Like I said, it's deceptive looking. It looks much harder than it is, but as long as you keep those choke points secure, you will be fine. And once again, just keep an eye on those wyverns. Otherwise, it's not a really big issue. This level, you need to keep in mind, too, that you're going to start getting better loot now. Now that you're in the third part of the game, the loot drops will increase a little bit. Although on medium, it's not going to be anything substantial, but it will be slightly better at this point now. But other than that, not too much else to say. So, I'm Mr. The Vestman, and I thank you for watching. We will see everyone next time.